there, guys. So we're here to do our comprehension check for Tuesday, April 14th. So this is comprehension check number 16. So just like we've been doing, we'll go ahead, we will read the passage, and then we will, if you have crayons, you can use your crayons to find the information, and if not, you could underline it with a pencil and write it out. So today we're going to read about some honeybees, okay? So follow along as I read. Honeybees are amazing and hard-working insects. They can visit 50 to 100 flowers a day to collect nectar. They return to their hive where the nectar is made into honey. The honeybee does more than just make honey. These creatures are very important to our environment. The honeybee helps to pollinate flowers, fruit, and vegetables. This means that they help plants grow. The worker bee who collects the honey will only live about 40 days. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our question. So our first question is, what do bees collect? So over here, you'll find out what do bees collect. And if you want, you can use your red crayon to underline that, or you could use a pencil or a highlighter, okay? So the second question is, why are bees important to our environment? And if you can use orange if you're using your crayons. So you're going to find out why they're important to our environment, underline the information, and then if you'd like, you can write it over here. What kind of bee collects honey? We're going to look for that in yellow, or we're going to use yellow to look for that, underline it, and then you can write your answer over here if you'd like. About how long does a worker bee live? We're going to find that in green. We're going to find that and use green to underline it, okay? And then again, you can write it over here. Then it says highlight and write 3 nouns from the passage. And you can do this with blue or again with a pencil and write them over here. So remember, a noun is a person, a place, a thing, or an animal, okay? So I will find some nouns. Yours might be a little different than mine, and that is okay, but we'll go over some of those together. So go ahead, pause your video to do your work, and then we'll come back and go over the answers in just a moment. Welcome back, and we're going to go ahead and go over our answers. Our first question, what do bees collect in red? So I found it over here, and I underlined it in red, but then I also wrote over here, the bees collect nectar, because the sentence said they can visit 500 to 100 flowers a day to collect nectar. Okay? So second question, why are bees important to our environment? Well, it said these creatures are very important to our environment, and then it said the honeybee helps to pollinate flowers, fruits, and vegetables. This means that they help plants grow. You could really do kind of either sentence. So I said bees are important because they help pollinate plants like flowers and fruit. I didn't have room to write all of them, and that's fine. What kind of bee collects honey? Well, I found that over here in yellow, and it said the worker bee who collects the honey. So I just said the worker bee collects honey. How long does a worker bee live? So that part also, I underlined the worker bee in green as well as the yellow because it goes with both of them. Then it says the worker bee will only live about 40 days. So I said a worker bee lives about 40 days. Highlight and write 3 nouns from the passage. Now that was blue. So if you look, I circled a number of different ones. Now you only had to do 3, but I found a bunch of different ones just so you can see some of the different ones that are here. So, and then I wrote them over here, insects, hive, bee, plants, creatures, vegetables, and fruits. Now for all of these, I wrote complete sentences, okay? Down here, it just said write the 3 nouns from the passage. So I did not write this as a complete sentence, but the rest of them should be written as complete sentences with capitals letters at the beginning and periods at the end, okay? So there you go. There are and there's the underlining, and there are the answers for comprehension check number 16. Good job, everybody.